Hey, everybody. Happy Saturday morning. Welcome to your weekend. Welcome to our weekend. Okay, where am I? I am down here at the, excuse me, should have cleared my throat before I went on here. Excuse me one second. It's crazy. I'm down here at the ROC Park out here in Madeira Beach. Of course, today this is the site, or at least later on this afternoon, this will be the site of the weigh-in for the 30th annual King of the Beach fishing tournament they have out here today. All along the intercoastal and along the Gulf of Mexico, along the beaches. You'll see anglers if you're anywhere out here on the beaches. You'll see some of these fishermen. We got fishermen or fisher ladies. We got fishers from out of town, in town. We've got several categories. And this year I was like, hey, we're gonna do a little Saturday show. You got the Lightning, of course, game six tonight there at the Amalie versus the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Rays at 22-5 with the victory last night in Chicago. Pete Fairbanks goes off. They said it's kind of related to the cool weather, but sitting at 29 and a third innings, the current holder of the most consecutive scoreless innings in Rays history. So you hope that cat gets good. Randy Arozarena and Isaac Paredes had a great night last night to get that victory for the Rays, who are now on two in a row and still locking it down in first place in the American League East. And of course, the Buccaneers out there in Kansas City and the draft. So all kinds of stuff to talk about here on a Saturday. But again, I'm out here at the ROC Park. Everybody's all the sponsors banners are hung on the fences with care and anticipation that the crowds, the throngs, all the people that are involved here with the King of the Beach tournament will soon be there. It's a cup of Ray, and I'll see you on the other side here on a Saturday morning. Everybody, again, this is an abbreviated cup of Ray on a Saturday morning. It's going to be a great day, and wherever you are, I hope you find your beach or you're that inner zen we always talk about. Kind of came out here. Tristan had to be at the school. They got the entire choral program and the band. Of course, he plays trumpet in the band. Heading over to Orlando, going over to Disney today, participating and filming some over there, doing some filming, and had to have him at the school at 5:45. And I was like, as I saw some of those boats going out, getting ready for the fishing tournament here again. It's the 30th annual 2023. It's the King of the Beach tournament down here in Madeira Beach, Florida. But I thought I'd stop over. Got a chance to talk to Archie. He's the head security guy over here at the grounds here at the ROC Park. And funny thing is, every year Saturday, I usually end up down here for King of the Beach. Usually it's in the afternoon. I come down for the weigh-in. Of course, I've got family, lots of family participating in and or all around with the program down here. It's not uncommon for me to come down here for a King of the Beach tournament and see at least half my family, my cousins, down here participating. And this is where they grew up. This is their hood. But got a chance to talk to Archie, and like I said, it's right here. All the boats are set up. You got some great boats you can go walk on and see a center console and some things and all kinds of associated products and companies associated with the great fishing we have here in West Central or Gulf Coast of Florida. But had a chance to talk to Archie after I dropped Tristan off. But I want to go ahead before again, it's abbreviated. Got to talk about this 2023 draft. I think Bucks fans will agree. I have a comment, even on an abbreviated show, but I appreciate that. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Christopher Cole, my guy. Christopher Cole says, good morning, Ray. Good morning, Christopher. Brother, thanks for jumping in. Thanks for being that first comment. How do you like that draft, Christopher? I like Kalijah Kancey, of course, the defensive end from Pittsburgh, the high motor, the speed that guy runs. What, a 280? He runs like a 4.6, 140 there at the combine. High motor kid. And then this morning, be honest with you, jumped in the car this morning to bring Tristan down here. I'm like, whoa, second and third rounds, Tristan hit me. And he hits me with Cody Mock, the offensive lineman out of North Dakota State University, the Bison. And him and I both had this moment, the bulb went off. This is the guy, Cody. Of course, we fall apart in my take the pod, talking about him during what was it? I think it was maybe the 10th or ninth or 11th week of the season. They were doing football guy, and of course, Cody, the offensive lineman that Jason Light picks there out of North Dakota State, loses his front teeth playing in a state basketball championship game when he's in high school. Kind of goes with it, kind of works with it. And then he stops. It's funny because you look at the video. He says, I kind of stopped cutting my hair. And he's got that grinder, that almost that Alex Kappa, but that offensive, that speed and that attitude that Jason Light brings to an offensive line for your Buccaneers. And I love the fact that Tristan and we love this guy going back to the 10th week of the season there in high school when he's still there playing at North Dakota State. Cody Mock, and now the Buccaneers draft him in the second round, and then Yaya Diaby again, another edge rusher, and of course he comes from Louisville. So Jason Light continues to put those pieces in place, win the battle up front in the trenches, the offensive line, the defensive line, the pressure, the edge, the blocking, win those battles up front, and you have a chance to flourish throughout. Of course, the Buccaneers, the cupboard's nowhere near beer, and the rest of this tight end, wide receiver, the rest of this team in the specialty positions, your punter and Jake Camarda. But again, just love those 3 draft picks. Again, wrapping it back to the Lightning there at home tonight. Game 6, it's a must win. It was a must win there in Toronto. They get game 5. Now it comes back for game 6. Lightning got to beat the Maple Leafs tonight and push it to a game 7, which would then go back out to Toronto. And I pose if the Lightning could lock down game 6 tonight, man, the psyche and the head issues that the Toronto Maple Leafs will have going back for game 7. Of course, they're going on almost 2 decades of lack of success there in the postseason, if you will, or in the playoffs. Playoffs for the Lightning or for the hockey. So I would pose take care of business tonight there, Tampa Bay Lightning, force it to a game 7. The Buccaneers continue with the draft picks 4 through 7 today. You got the Rays again playing against the White Sox, and I'm down here again. Thanks to the staff out here for the King of the Beach tournament. It's going to be a fantastic day. Weigh-ins will start around 3 o'clock. I think you've got to be in line by 4 to get your fish weighed for the tournament. They got the big stage, they got music, they got vendors. It's a party down here at the ROC Park. So if you're anywhere here in the Tampa Bay area, or I would pose anywhere in Central Florida, it's only a drive over. Come over here and get a little bit of this flavor. It's the King of the Beach tournament. What else do I have? I think that's it. No other comments. I really just wanted to. It's kind of a little commercial, a little drop for this afternoon show because we're kind of getting things ramped up. Don't know a lot about fishing tournaments. I understand how fishing tournaments work. You go out, you fish, the biggest fish wins. But down here at the King of the Beach, they have several categories. You got the in-town fishermen, you got the out-of-town fishermen, you got the different types of fish. You got the whether you're fishing along the coastal or the flats or fishing out there in the Gulf of Mexico, which you've got access to both right here. All these divisions, they'll come in here. And again, thanks to the Old Salt Fishing Foundation, they're the ones that put this on, the great group of and great group of people and what they do. Go to oldsaltfishing.org if you want a little more information on the Old Salt Fishing Foundation. But this is the 30th annual King of the Beach, and every year it's exciting. This is their spring tournament. Looking forward to it today. Bringing Cup of Ray from down here later today. Let me see if I have any more comments, and I don't. And this might be a little, I'll keep it to 10 or 15 minutes. Let me go ahead and finish with this. Um, Going back to the Buccaneers in the draft, no big surprises. I think there are some surprises. I do owe Peter Blake a order of wings because Richardson, the quarterback out of Florida, went in the top 10. Um, Physically gifted, great, good quarterback, very, very small body of work. But, the Indianapolis Colts are looking, they've been doing that search for a quarterback. They're still trying to find that quarterback, the franchise quarterback. Of course, Frank Reich, the former Colts coach, is now in Carolina with the Panthers, and he gets his number 1 overall quarterback in Bryce Young. So the Buccaneers are now on the clock. It's going to take Bryce a moment to pick it up. I don't know if he's going to come right in, but the Panthers have a pretty good offensive line. Barry Lee, they got a pretty good defense. The Atlanta Falcons, of course, and what Arthur Smith is doing and building that defense. But he's got Jonnu Smith now to go with Kyle Pitts and a Drake London and Ritter, the quarterback. So Buccaneers will work on that. And, of course, you got there whatever's going on there in New Orleans. Of course, Derek Carr signs that free agent contract. You still have Jameis out there. Is Kamara, is he not going to be suspended from some this year? Pleads not guilty for that assault case. So, I've posed this. Even though the Buccaneers play a first place schedule, schedule in 2023, and you got a Kyle Trask and a Baker Mayfield both competing to get that starting position in this Dave Canales offense with that defense that we have here, this Buccaneers defense across the NFC South. That automatically puts the Bucs in a contending position. And now you get a Cade Otton and you got a Mike Evans and you got a Chris Godwin, or you got these players and an offensive line that you add a Cody Mock, but you still have an offensive line that gets another year together and gets healthy. A Ryan Jensen, a Luka Decky, a Robert Hainsey. Who else you got there? I'm sorry, I'm thinking of other offensive linemen. Continue to build that cohesion, and you put that new offense in. Even with that first place schedule, I pose the Buccaneers are poised to have a very, I want to say moderate amount of success, a very good amount of success here in 2023. But then you guys and girls know how it still works. You still got to get the luck. You still got to stay healthy. You got to get the momentum. Mo is a big friend of that. A big friend of a winning organization is Mo. I think that's really about it. Please, this afternoon, it's going to be a party. If you can share this right here, this little bleep, this little commercial, if you will. Again, it's a commercial for my Cup of Ray from down here at the King of the Salt tournament, 30th anniversary or 30th annual King of the Beach tournament down here in Madeira Beach at the ROC Park. And if you're in the area, come by. I hope to have an open mic so we can get some conversations. I'm going to kind of learn a little bit about the divisions. I'm going to learn a little bit about the tournament, what goes into a tournament, not only as a participant, but if I can get maybe one of the organizers or someone on here to come on here and explain it to us. I think it's really fascinating. It's here again, 30th annual, and it's one of the most fantastic events they have every year. So many friends of mine are anglers, so many family members. They hang their hat on this one right here. This is the biggie. This is the King of the Beach. It's going to be a fun day down here in Madeira Beach, Florida. Going to be talking about the Rays, talking about the Bucks, talking about the Lightning. Heck, we talk about the Rowdies and anything else you guys and girls want to bring to the table here on a Saturday as we bring it to you live from the 30th annual King of the Beach tournament. I saw a few more of you jump in here real quick. You guys got any comments, guys and girls, on the draft? I got a few extra minutes. I had to drop Tristan off at 5:45 over at the school here over the bridge at Madeira. So I was like, you know what? Let's just go down and get a little jiggy with it here early in the morning. I'm trying not to get too loud. Of course, we have the Treasure Island Yacht Club just across the street there, and folks are having a good time. Um, Let's see, baseball so far. We'll kind of put that on the back burner. The Rays are 2 in a row. The American League East is tough. You got the Baltimore Orioles right there in second place at 17-8. You got the Toronto Blue Jays there in third place at 17-9. By the lack of having one more loss, they're a half a game back. But Toronto's on a 5-game heater. You got the Orioles 2 games in a row. Now the Rays have now won 2 games in a row as they won that third, and they finished into Chicago, going against the White Sox again today. But as much as the Rays continue to have that success, and aren't we loving that what are they, over 110, 115 now in the plus minus as far as run scored differential, and that's what your successful teams do. It's kind of funny because I remember going back to like week 7 or 8, and the Rays were like at plus 76 or plus 82 runs plus in the run differential. And I posed that a team with plus 80, even a Buccaneers team, like if the Buccaneers, if it was the middle of the football season and the Bucks were like 6-0 or 7-1 or having that success, and one of the things you look for, the first thing you look for is that score, that point differential. Because if you're winning that, well, first there's the turnover battle, right? Plus minus on the turnovers, get more than you give, but also the point differential. If your team is on average scoring a lot more or more than they're giving up, that's going to be pretty much a good gauge for success. The Rays seem to have that. They definitely have that in spades here in 2023. Uh, go ahead and with the draft, with the rest of this draft pick, I got to ask you guys and girls, comment right here if you will. Bucks get to number 19 there on Thursday night, and we know. I think Bucks fans here in the area, we know by that time, even Kraz and Night Train and Pat and Aaron and Jay and Z, I think people realize, Zach Blobner and Jay Retro, I think we realized it wasn't going to be Will Levis. Hated to see that kid still on the board there in the green room. They vamp toward it, right? It's just like Aaron Rodgers going back to whatever. When did he come into the league? In 1960 what? And this kid just decides to go there. He goes there and he's in the green room, gets invited. They take him to it's in Kansas City. He's having a great time. Every team that passes on him, the first thing you're thinking is his agent really kind of did him wrong, but the kid's excited to be there. Of course, so looking back on him, that's the narrative, that's the drama. Is he still there unpicked? Fantastic quarterback. Ran a pro style set there in Kentucky. He's going to have success at the NFL level, but that was one of the big storylines. But when the Buccaneers pick at number 19, if you guys and girls are like me, we're all just saying, not Will Levis, not a quarterback. Who was I talking to last night? It was a fantastic conversation, somebody in the know. And he's like, well, obviously they're going to bring a quarterback. They're going to bring another arm. You got to have another camp arm. I suppose you have two. And it's not even so much for a developmental thing for this Buccaneers team, but the fact that you're learning that Dave Canales offense and you're going to need arms to go ahead and run, not just the scout team, but to run the offsets, to run the trees, to get the receivers, the linemen, the running backs, the tight ends on the same page. You're going to need those in here. And then, you never know. Even as Kyle Trask and Baker Mayfield are battling for the starting position here in 2023, you may find your developmental quarterback there and find someone you end up carrying on a practice squad or moving forward. It could someday be a starter for your team after Kyle Trask and his illustrious career after about a decade of starting here as a starting quarterback in Tampa Bay for your Buccaneers. That's my Kyle Trask commercial for this morning. Again, I'm going to go ahead and kick it back off. Got some things to do before I get back down here for the King of the Beach tournament, the 30th annual down here at the RLC Park. Thanks to the staff for having me out here again today. It's going to be a great time. Weigh-ins will start this afternoon. You'll have the music, the entertainment. Come on over here, check some of these boats out, check some of these vendors out. They got some great beach gear, some great fish gear. Thanks to the staff at Yank and Crank for setting me up. Sporting fishing apparel. If you haven't been to yankandcrank.com, that's yank and then the letter N and crank.com, all one word. Check them out for some of the most fantastic, colorful, love their fishing apparel, extreme fishing apparel from Yank and Crank and all the people down here at the 30th annual King of the Beach tournament. I'm going to go and get off now and take care of that thing, but bring it to you later. I hope you guys. Oh, Christopher, I got another comment, brother. I appreciate it. Christopher Cole says, it wasn't flashy, but great. I think we're talking about the draft, right, Christopher? We're talking about those draft picks. A couple of years down the road, we're talking about how at a Hobart we find an Alley Marpet. We're talking about, or was it Hobart? Was that? Well, that wasn't Kappa, was it? But you're talking about what Jason Light does, and Jason Light, we trust, continues to find these grinders. And again, I love the Cody Mock. I love this kid. Tristan and I were in love with this guy 3, 4 months ago when he's still deeply entrenched as a North Dakota State Bison, but love the narrative love the attitude and the grinder that this guy is. The Buccaneers take him in the second round there. Offensive lineman, and again, Kalijah at the top, and you've got Yaya, not Yaya, but I want to get this name right. I can't believe. Oh, Yaya Diaby, of course, out of Louisville, plays in a true three-man front. I don't know if you guys and girls have heard, but the Buccaneers, they play a 3-4. Fantastic bringing that staff in. Always looking for that depth. Jason Light is across the Buccaneers offense and defensive line. So again, happy Saturday. I'll look to see you guys later on here for a cup of Ray from down here at the 30th annual King of the Beach fishing tournament. All kinds of fun, excitement going on down here. Wherever you are, I hope you find a great day. And you guys know how I end every one of these, even if it's just a little 20-minute infomercial early on a Saturday morning. Everyone needs to know someone cares this weekend before the show starts later on. Why don't you be the one that lets them know? Do a brother sister check, reach out, tell them you care. Because again, someday that comes back towards you, comes the other way, and sometimes it comes at the most unexpected times, but it's definitely needed. See you guys here this afternoon for a cup of Ray from down here at the King of the Beach tournament. And whatever else y'all got to bring between now and then, whatever happens, social, sports, anything, bring it to the table. It's a cup of Ray. We'll see you guys later.